Have you ever heard of the 10,000 hour rule? The idea that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become an expert at anything. What if I told you that rule is a lie? That practice doesn't always make perfect. Well, that much deliberate practice can certainly help you master a subject. The 10,000 hour rule is often misinterpreted and oversimplified. Today, let's dive deep into how expertise actually develops based on Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole's book, Peak: Secrets from the New Science of Expertise. Myth 1. Talent is everything. We now know there's no such thing as a fixed, predefined ability. The human brain is remarkably adaptable, and the right kind of training can actually create new skills, such as perfect pitch, even if they didn't seem to exist before. Talented kids, they're usually just kids who've had more exposure and took greater advantage of the brain's flexibility early on. That talented girl you see playing the piano beautifully, you need to realize that at first her fingers stumbled over every key. She got frustrated and even considered quitting. But with guidance and focused practice, week by week, her playing transformed from clumsy and hesitant to smooth and confident. The so-called talent you hear now, it's actually hours of structured, deliberate practice. We often assume that some skills, like chess, require high IQs. But research shows no significant correlation between IQ and the chess ratings of highly skilled players. We tend to create self-fulfilling prophecies, praising the talented ones and neglecting the rest. Take the US, where it's common to joke that Americans are bad at math. But perhaps it's not a lack of ability. It's that students labeled bad at math get teased and discouraged, which kills all motivation to practice. Even the talented math whizzes, the ones who actually enjoy math as their favorite subject, are often mocked so much that many stop practicing altogether or continue in secret. Over time, this leads to genuine skill gaps. Another striking example is Paganini, the legendary violinist. Audiences thought he was magical because he could play brilliantly on just 2 strings, better than most could with 4. But his dazzling feats weren't magic. They were the result of years of meticulous, focused practice. Myth number 2. Practice alone is enough. We've all heard the cliche advice, just keep working at it and you'll get there. But here's the catch. It's not just about putting in time. It's about how you practice. Many people plateau because they hit a satisfactory skill level and stop pushing themselves. Their performance becomes automated, like someone who's driven for 20 years but hasn't actually improved at driving. Repetition alone won't cut it. Improvement demands deliberate practice. I learned this firsthand when I started playing tennis. I practiced often, but my game didn't improve at all. Why? Because I wasn't focused or intentional. When I began deliberate practice working on specific elements like my swing follow-through, I saw real progress. Deliberate practice involves clear, specific goals. It requires full attention and constant feedback. It also pushes you outside your comfort zone, something we naturally resist. To improve, you need to aim for challenges just beyond your current ability. You might also need to look at your current challenges from a different view. Just like a runner needs strength training and flexibility exercises to improve their speed, you might need to work on skills that seem not 100% related to help with your main goal. If you are trying new things and thinking it's not working, don't underestimate the invisible growth happening inside your brain. You might not feel soreness in your cortex like you do after a tough gym session, but your neural pathways are strengthening. Your brain actually repurposes neurons to meet new demands, even if they are doing another job already, adapting in ways you can't immediately see. Myth 3. Innate ability is the secret. Experts don't necessarily have higher IQs or innate gifts. What they have are better mental representations. These are mental blueprints that let them recognize patterns, spot mistakes, solve problems, and remember key details more effectively. For example, saxophonists with stronger mental representations can hear mistakes more clearly and correct them faster than others. Simply holding on to a skill for a long time won't make you an expert. What matters is how well you build and refine your mental model. Consider Sarah, who studied grandmasters chess games night after night. She didn't just play more games, she dissected expert strategies, improving her mental map of the game. When she finally entered the office chess tournament, she crushed the reigning champion who has repeatedly been playing every week, surprising everyone. Myth 4. Some people are naturally more motivated. Everyone agrees getting better at something hard is, well, hard. Improvement demands effort, and experts, they aren't born with superhuman willpower. They develop habits and systems that keep them going. One common technique is setting conditional goals. If their skill regresses, they're allowed to quit, but only after they get back to their previous level. The simple rule usually keeps them going once they see progress again. They also lean on social motivation. By surrounding themselves with supportive people, coaches, peers, mentors, they maintain momentum and avoid the awkwardness of constantly explaining why they can't hang out or slack off. Some even thrive on friendly competition, using it as extra fuel. Of course, while outside encouragement helps, the deepest motivation comes from within. Without internal drive, external pressure alone won't sustain long-term growth. Myth 5. Some people just get it instantly. Many experts appear to have instant insight or a magical knack for their craft, but behind the scenes, they've done the work. Attending lectures, taking feedback, making mistakes, and refining their skills step by step. Want to get better at chess? Don't just play endless games. Study grandmasters' strategies in detail. Break down what they do differently and why it works. This is the path to true improvement, not wishful thinking or raw repetition. Myth 6. 10,000 hours is all you need. The number 10,000 gets thrown around like it's some magical milestone, but there's nothing inherently special about it. That figure came from a study of elite violinists, where 10,000 was the average number of hours practiced. Some needed more, some less. And plenty of people put in 10,000 hours of poor quality practice and never reach mastery. The real takeaway? It's not about hitting an arbitrary number, it's about making every hour count. Myth 7. Experts are always grinding. It's tempting to think experts constantly grind away at their craft. But here's the truth. Focus and quality trump quantity. Research shows that shorter, highly focused sessions with clear goals yield better results than long, unfocused practice. Even top violinists benefit from naps and downtime. Rest is essential for deep focus and long-term growth. Overtraining leads to burnout. Smart, well-rested practice builds expertise. Focus on the 3 F's. Focus, feedback, fix. Analyze your performance, identify what's holding you back, then design your practice to target those weaknesses. Myth 8. It's too late to start. Yes, certain physical skills have age-related windows. For example, tennis players who start young develop a full range of motion for serving that's hard to achieve later in life. But these exceptions are rare. In reality, adults are pushing limits every day. A quarter of marathon runners in their 60s outperform more than half of competitors aged 20 to 54. The main barrier isn't age, it's belief. The myth that it's too late is often the biggest obstacle of all. Final challenge. The myths we've covered hold many people back from pursuing expertise. But the truth is simple. Expertise isn't magic. It's not a gift. It's built deliberately, step by step. So, how will you take action today to break free from these myths and escape the average life?